And welcome to the Vigilance Committee. Oh my God, we're in vertical. Oh man. Oh, outrageous. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and play a little intro here that Stephanie Jenks might appreciate this. It's a squirrely day. It's a different day. All of our rules are suspended. There is no one banned on our channel. We can talk about anything we want to talk about today. So get the drama out of your system, folks, and tell us what you want to talk about. Go ahead, Nikki.
Um, guys, just to kind of take Cliff down a little bit, sorry. Um, but the purpose of our channel is to help our auditors and our boots on the ground. Um, but we've noticed that everyone, and it's everyone. It's not just our viewers, it's not just so and so's viewers. It's it's a whole population thing. Everyone likes to go from drama to drama to drama to the next drama to the next drama. And in the meantime, the first drama goes away and gets forgotten about. Um, perfect example of that. Carolina and Fort Worth. For 2, 3 days, that's all anybody saw on YouTube. That's all anybody heard about. Then it dropped off. They did the live yesterday. But at the time that they were doing the live, you didn't see Carolina and Fort Worth's name on anybody else's channel. So our
Yep.
channel really was built to kind of keep those stories out there in the public. I mean, look at Matthew Reardon. Granted, it's been a year, well, 10 months since he got arrested in Galveston. Um, but it's the same thing. For a few days, that's all anybody talked about. And then now, whenever Matthew Reardon's brought up, our even our viewers, our core viewers, will drop. The analytics have shown that we could have 50 people in here, and as soon as we start talking about Matthew Reardon, it drops down to 10. And I can't blame everybody for that, but it does get disheartening. You know, it Cliff was really ready to throw in the towel this week, guys.
Yeah, it's just disconcerting, as soon as there's drama on somewhere else, people are just going to where the drama is and they want to see the next drama. And then there's some out there that will even instigate drama. Um, they just, it, drama sells, I guess. It's, and we're looking for core supporters, people that are really serious about this movement and really want to help the 1A community. We're not a 1A channel. And so when people come into our channel, there are certain rules. And if they don't follow our rules, we time them out typically. But if there's people that go to other channels and run their mouths against our channel, trying to destroy our channel, we do ban them. Now, nobody is banned on our channel as of right now. And the advocates for these people that we have banned don't always have all the information. And I asked them to call me so that I can explain why we don't want those people in our channel, but they haven't called me. And I know they have my phone number. Okay. So it's important that you have all the information. And like I said, freedom of speech, a lot of people get that twisted. Freedom of speech was put into the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, uh, and it's rules for the government. The government cannot infringe on our freedom of speech, but I can. This channel, this channel right here is like our home, mine and Nikki's. When you come into our channel and come into our home, we have certain rules, and if you don't want to follow those rules, we can kick you out of our house. So a lot of people get this freedom of speech twisted. They really do. Well, I thought your channel was about the First Amendment. My channel's not the first about the First Amendment. My channel is about helping the 1A community in what they're doing. And whenever I have a guest or someone that I'm featuring and I'm showing their body of work, I would like everybody in my chat to discuss that, not the outside drama that's going on. And I think we've made that perfectly clear, that we don't allow the outside drama in our chat typically. Now, today, like I said, all the rules are no rules today. And we're in vertical. So, and I know everybody hates vertical, but there's other channels that are doing it, and it's attracting new subscribers, which is something that we need. We do want to build our channel. And I do appreciate everybody that's in here. Brandon Mitchell, John Denicola, Janet Hirsch. It's good to see you guys. And I know Freddie was in here earlier. I hope he's still with us. Scrubzilla. Um, Oklahoma Outlaw Audits. Now there's a true supporter. That guy emails us with stories. He's always he's always with us when we go live. He always shows up. Even when there's drama going on in other channels. Now we've got some people in here that show up if there's no drama going on somewhere else, which I mean it's fine. Those that they love the drama, and that's okay. Janet Hirsch, good to see you. Um, nice to see writes Crispy Bacon in here too. We did feature him. So if you haven't already subscribed to his channel, go ahead and do that. He is a BCNN affiliate. He's affiliated with Flex Your Freedoms and those guys. STD58, thank you for your email. And we hope that we can get something done on that. Always good to see Donna Kennedy Adams. She's a true supporter of the 1A community as well. Tack, we love you, buddy, and we're glad to see you here. And of course, Tyrants Beware. Now he has a drama channel, so if you like the drama, definitely go to Tyrants Beware. But he's also a great helper in the 1A community. He does believe in the Constitution, and he's already starting to help us with Matthew because he's close by, Lafayette County Audits, and so he's doing some work behind the scenes for us. So I'm sure you
All
have
right.
to say too. Go ahead.
Well, number one, Tack, I appreciate your email that you sent last night. And I want to tell you that I also appreciate you because you did send some of your cooler weather down here. So it's been wonderful. I was actually able to get outside and get some of the stuff done that needed done outside. Um, you know, Freddie, Oklahoma Outlaw Audits, Tyrants Beware, Dale Elliott, Scrubzilla, John Donicola, you guys, STD58, uh, everybody in our channel here. Uh, we've got, we've got a lot of stuff that we really want to talk about keeping the, keeping the public eye, and you guys are behind us and you're helping us. And I appreciate it. I appreciate the support that you guys have given uh to Cliff and myself, and then like yesterday, just to myself. You guys all stuck around and listened to me babble and not know what I'm doing. So I mean, you guys are wonderful, and I appreciate it. I don't
And
know.
yeah,
y-
and welcome Integrity Now News. And also, you just highlighted something here, Nikki, that I wanted to really touch on as well. There are unsung heroes. These moderators, especially, I mean, and John Denicola too. You should have put your name in there as well. Really are unsung heroes. These are people that do a lot of work behind the scenes as well as moderate channels. Melissa Stedman, Elle Croft, Heather Holt. I finally get to see Heather Holt again. She's been over on CJ Grisham's channel, modding over there, and it's wonderful to see her out and about again. She's had to take some personal time, but it's good to see her back. It's good to see Chris Milkey in here. Um, and I'm sorry to interrupt, Nikki. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Like you said, Melissa Stedman, Crafty, Heather Holt, you guys, and I have to say, me and Cliff, Oklahoma Outlaw Audits, John Denicola, I mean Brandon Mitchell, we're all unsung heroes actually. Until Cliff and I got together and actually made this channel, we were in the same position as, Crafty and Heather Holt and Melissa Stedman. We were in the background putting in the work. We were being a mod. We were, helping to spread the word. Um, but with that being said, now that we have a channel together, we want to be able to bring the attention to those out there who need the help. What was it Galveston Island Transparency was telling you, Cliff?
Well, yeah, we were just talking on the phone last night, and I'm not giving out anything too personal. He said, Cliff, I hope that your channel really grows because I haven't been able to really put out the videos that I want to put out, and Harvey's been ahead of me on that game. He said, because I'm doing a lot of follow ups, I'm doing FOIA requests, I'm going to these places and submitting my complaints. And he said, it sure would be nice if we had people that were willing to do those things so I could focus more on um, going out and getting content, editing my videos, and getting more content out. And that is what our channel is about: is gathering supporters that are willing to do the work on the back end. It's very important work, and but we're not getting a lot of people that actually will email us and tell us what they're willing to do. They don't, and it could be that they just don't know how to do things, and we don't know how to do everything either. But if you tell us you're willing to help in these areas, then we can figure it out, right? And we'll do whatever we can to help you guys figure out how to do FOIA requests. And there's channels out there that show us how to do FOIA requests. Audit them. Um, there's other channels. There's auditors out there that basically go through the whole process on what they do to file FOIA requests. And you don't have to do it in person. You can do things on a website. You give out your email. There's certain processes, and certain areas have different processes. So we can go over all of that stuff. Yeah, Brandon Mitchell, Cora is a joke in Kansas. It's a joke in Galveston, Texas, too. We just got an email the other night. There's a group that are really disgruntled with the how Texas and parts of Texas are not following the FOIA Act. So we're having a lot of issues there, and we could use everyone's help to try to fix those issues. Good to see you, Janet. And just as a reminder, too, Brandon Mitchell has his own channel too. He's also an auditor as well as a moderator. So be sure and go to his channel as well. Yeah, he did. John put it up there for him. Go there, subscribe, watch a video, hit the like button, and come back. KY Reacts, good to see you as well, my friend. You're kind of out of the game right now. Hopefully, you're healing well from the horrific car accident that you had. Um,
And really, Cliff, what you just said gave me an idea. You know, in our description about the Vigilance Committee, it says here at the Vigilance Committee, we are dedicated to holding our government to be transparent and accountable to we the people. We can do this through affecting change of our judicial system, policing, and the legislature. Our channel is here to help activists and auditors do their jobs by bringing to the forefront those who need help in achieving the freedom that we are guaranteed by the Constitution. We are always welcoming to those who want to support the rights with which we were born. We want to be able to educate and help supporters in their right to be able to redress their grievances to the government. We want the government bodies to know that everyone is always watching and anyone can help, whether it's phone calls, FOIA requests, financially, sending emails, research, or even just sharing.
yeah, and
So I mean, that's the description of our channel. That's where we're at.
yeah, and that's the reason why we have when we have a guest up and we're featuring their body of work and trying to promote their channel so that they can affect some sort of change. We expect the people in our chat to be. I mean, they can talk to each other about hey, how you doing, things like that. But as far as bringing in outside drama, like talking about another channel, what they're doing, it takes away from our guest and it takes away from the body of work that they have. And we really want people to focus on what we're trying to achieve. Um, and if they don't do that, then we just time them out for 10 seconds, a minute, and then 24 hours. But if they continue to come back and they're just trying to drum up drama within our channel, uh-uh, ain't happening. And especially if I know something about them that's what they're doing, and they're going from channel to channel, panel to panel, trying to drum up even more drama on other channels. We don't want them in here. We just don't, because that's not where our focus is. Our focus is not the drama. It's helping the 1A community, and trying to help make change. I'm 61 years old. I'm looking for, I know that I think about mortality more, right? So I'm thinking about things like legacy. What am I going to leave behind for my kids, my grandkids, and their kids and their kids? And just talking about stupid ass drama shit, I don't want them seeing that on this channel. This, I mean, the internet's forever, right? So I try not to even bring drama into this channel at all, and I don't typically talk about drama, especially in this channel. Even when I'm being attacked outside of this channel, I don't respond to it here. And I think people know that I don't respond to it here. I might go to other channels and respond to it and in defense of myself, but I don't even want to do that anymore. I'd rather just focus on the task at hand and to affect change. But it's very important to me, and I hope it's important to you guys as well. And having said that, I also want to talk about the mainstream media. And I'm gonna present something to you guys that it's been seen before, and it keeps getting hidden somehow. Um,
Hang on a minute, Cliff.
yeah,
Before you
go.
do that,
Yep, go ahead.
Chris Milky put up that I have heard this channel is exactly opposite, according to other individuals. Yeah, not good.
Yeah,
And people have asked, where have you heard that? Of course, it doesn't matter where that's been heard. Um, it does, but it doesn't. I have a feeling I know where it came from, and I'm not gonna go into that. But you guys, all of our core supporters, you know, firm audits, welcome in. Thank you for being here. John Denicola. I mean, we can't say the names often enough. Del Elliott, Bill M, Stephanie Jenks, Tyrants, Janet, uh, Phyllis Peterson, Donna Kennedy Adams, Integrity Now News, Four Corners Fists in the Air. You guys, you all know the truth. And that's what we appreciate is that you guys do know what we are about. You do want to help. You're not, you may hear whatever you hear out in the big wide world of the internet. But as far as that goes, I myself, like Cliff, I'm looking at what I can leave for the future. My future is not about drama. My future is how can I make this world better? Not just for me right now, but for my grandkids when they're, in their 30s having kids of their own. Are we wanting those children to bear, do we want them to fear the police? Do we want them to be living in a world where they have to ask permission to breathe? Come on, guys. That's what we need to do. We need to bring the attention to these people who are trying to do the change. Sorry,
yeah.
Cliff.
No, well said, Nikki. And we know that the media is supposed to be like the fourth estate that keeps our government in line. But our media is controlled by our government. And I'm going to prove it to you right here. I know everything's in vertical, so it's not going to be seen well. But it's the same old thing anyway. So let's go ahead and play this. Let me make sure I get the volume there. There we go. Let's just play these news stories.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities, the El Paso, Las Cruces communities, Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
We are concerned about troubling, irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is extremely dangerous to our republic.
Are you a Rocky Mountain Power?
The thing is, the reporters report on what they're told to report. And we've all heard the reporters say, and we're going to follow up. But you never see the follow up because the producers, those in charge, the advertisers, where they get their money from, they don't want the follow up. They don't want
They don't want the truth
the truth. They don't
to be
want to
exposed.
be put in a bad light. So, yeah, we're all hanging, waiting for that follow up that never comes. And I think that's what Cliff and I are trying to do, and what we want to do is to keep that follow up going. You know, when we see something egregious, we want to do the follow up. We want to follow it through the most boringest court hearings, you know, and everything. We don't. I don't know. I'm kind of stuck. It sounds like I'm repeating the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah, and it's you know it's almost like people enjoy the drama. They want the biggest next story. Um, and I mean, you don't even hear about these people in the 1A community that have been wrongfully accused, thrown in a cell, thrown in prison. Nobody covers them anymore. That's yesterday's news. Eric Brandt. You might see somebody in a chat mention him, but nobody ever really talks about him anymore. There's plenty of people out there that we could mention. Um, give us some ideas of other channels that no longer are even talked about because they're in prison, they're locked away, they're not newsworthy anymore. Or Know Your Target and Beyond. Nobody talks about him anymore. And he was an up and coming channel. Who else, Nikki?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe
Yep.
in the near future, you know, whether it be next week, 6 months from
Yep.
now, 6 years from now, it could be me and you.
Yeah. JC News
Yeah.
Now. There's one.
Thank you, Oklahoma. Yeah.
Who else?
Dreaded rabble rouser, you know. And yes, John, you're right. In his area there for the longest time, he was basically a nightly feature. You know, he was doing the protests. He was talking about masking the children. Now in his area, guess what? No, because now he's onto the lawsuits. Now he's
Yeah, he's doing the work.
doing the boring stuff.
And nobody wants to go there because
Colorado
it's not
Donkey
exciting.
Watch, Liberty Freak. I mean, you guys, these are all people that, you know, brought something to everybody's attention, and 2 days later, 2 weeks later, boom, nobody talks about them anymore. Hey,
Yeah, or the mainstream media and the government has basically thrown out so many false accusations. Basically, what do you call that when they defame somebody? They basically come out with what's the word I want to say? Discredit people and wrongly call them all kind. Call them. Can't really say
you
the
mean
word
like,
on YouTube.
hey, Cliff, you know, I really don't like you because you're wearing that brown hoodie all the time. You know, that's a symbol of
No, I'm thinking of more
whatever.
egregious stuff.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but you know, hey, Cliff, you are a racist pig
Yeah.
because you live in the Western United States. How
Well, I'm
about
talking
that?
about the media and the government disparaging throwing out their own narratives, false narratives to discredit the 1A community, drumming up charges against them to get them thrown in jail, and then they have to spend all their time and money trying to fight things in the courts. And they can't put out more content, more videos. They can't expose things when they're in prison. You know, who's in prison? STD 58. Who was that you're talking about? Okay, written as libel. Okay, spoken as slander. Thank you, Integrity Now News. The fact of the matter is, it's the same thing. They're discrediting people out there that are basically telling the truth. The camera is objective, and these First Amendment auditors that are going in with cameras, they don't even have to say anything. You can see what's happening. It's just like all these trolls out there talking about Carolina. She deserved what she got. She was trying to resist. I mean, good Lord. And then all of these charges against her, drumming up even the worst kind of charges so that she has to fight the charges, and the process is the punishment. But you know what? After another week, she's going to be fighting those charges by herself. Nobody's even going to be talking about her, and it's horrible. We don't want these people to be forgotten.
And I think that John has a good thing, that he pointed out a good thing. Not only did we not want him to be forgotten, but after Liberty Freak's 10th Circuit Court decision, he's not going out recording. Is it for fear of possible retaliation?
Yeah.
We can keep it
mhm.
in the forefront as much as we want. But then, like John said, are they afraid to go back out because of the retaliation? And that's something that
They are.
that's something that we need to change. We know the retaliation is going to be out there, but we need to make it where the fear of the retaliation is not as bad because they have people behind them.
Well, even Rogue Nation. I mean, look, you got 2 years probation on a felony in Georgia, and he's had to sit at home most of the time. And he's asked for support to put money in like a GoFundMe, and he's only done it like once. He says, "I'm going to put up a GoFundMe so that I have a buffer. So if I do get arrested and thrown in prison, because it's just taking the arrest, can get his probation revoked. And if he ends up in prison for 2 years, who's going to support his family? Us? This community? These supporters? No, no. Most of the supporters of the 1A are. I mean, there's a lot of them that are retired. They've got a fixed income. They don't have any money. You know, we, we do crowdfunding to help auditors that are sitting in jail, and it's like you folks don't have the money to do this economically right now. You don't. It's This is really hard. And it's really and the government is arresting these guys all the time because they want to keep them in the courts. They want to keep them broke. They want to keep them scared so that they don't go out and continue auditing. Because if they get arrested, they're going to jail, and it could be for a long time. Our government is like the mafia.
Yeah. Well, when our boots on the ground do go to jail, yeah, it is like a mafia member going to jail. Their family is on their own. Even though, let's say, God forbid something happens to Cliff, and everybody knows that Cliff and I are very close. But guess what? I can't afford to support Cliff's family.
Nobody can.
it's
Nobody
like,
can.
you know, how can we let these people know that yes, we support them. Yes, we're going to be here for them when they end up getting arrested, getting in trouble. Nobody pays attention to the boring stuff. And then because they don't have that support through the boring stuff, they now have that fear of the retaliation, which is what happens anyway. We all know this. But how can we expect this movement, these activists, these auditors to continue going?
Yeah. And so we already know that we can't get enough financial support, right? So that's why we're looking for supporters that can do FOIA requests, they can do research, they can send emails, they can make phone calls, they can put pressure on the government. And I think that every time one of our auditors gets falsely accused or false charges put on them, or they get the hell beat out of them, like what happened uh, to one of my favorites, Carolina, that charges are brought against him. I think James Freeman had a perfect example. Nothing is going to change until these cops, the police departments, are actually charged with crimes and put in a cell that they're going to stop. That's the only way to make them stop, is if they have to pay the price by getting charges against them and putting them in jail. But then you've got the whole system that protects the police. I mean, they're getting away with these crimes, and I think we need to put the pressure on the officials that are in charge. And I mean, we're talking prosecutors, we're talking judges. We need to bring charges to those bad actors within the police departments. And we need to, and that's what our scream should be at a city council meeting, not fire him, put him in jail, charge him, not fire him, charge him. There's plenty of cops that get fired and then they just go to the next county and get another job. It happens all the time. It happens every day in this country. Yeah, we do need to end qualified immunity too, firm. I mean, that is something that needs to end even with the judges and the prosecutors when they're doing the wrong things. I mean, Matthew Reardon's a perfect example of that. So go ahead, Nikki.
Well, I'm just, sitting here thinking, which I tend to do, and sometimes it gets me in trouble. But um, you know, when the cities or the states or townships or whatever settle these lawsuits, I know taxes go up. Why aren't more people questioning why their taxes are going up to pay off this lawsuit that stemmed from a wrongful action of an employee that they were already paying? You
Yeah.
know, why isn't there more investigation into that? Um, I know if my taxes go up, and they're going to go up every year because of the economy, that's fine. But if they go up more than $100, I'm calling and going, why? What what's going on? You know, we we as a people need to maybe even if you don't take a camera, and I know people are going to hate me for saying that, but even if you don't take a camera, go to your city council meetings. Start asking questions. You know, I'll go in and I'll go, "Hey, I this may sound like a stupid question, but how come we're paying 73 cents per $100 for, you know, city workers to mow the parks?" You know, just start asking questions. Let the leaders know that their people are more intelligent than what we've done so far. I mean, to bring it back up, are we going to be ostriches and just stick our heads in the sand and it ain't going to happen to me, so why should I worry about it?
Yeah, we've got to have people watch, people going into city council meetings and watching our government at work and watching what they do and report on it. That's what the First Amendment auditing community is doing. Um, they go into to buildings with a camera just to see what's going to happen. It's like a test. And when they fail the test and kick somebody out for recording or say that they have all these rules in place, there's got to be another reason behind it besides we're just not comfortable with you recording. Well, why aren't you comfortable? What are you hiding? And chances are they are hiding something. I can't tell you how many times they've had that I've seen videos from auditors where they got thrown out because the video recording wasn't allowed, and then a couple of months later there's this scandal. One of those officials was either embezzling or they were doing something, uh, and charges were being brought against them, um, or they were just simply fired so that they could move on to the next county and get a job and steal money there too. I mean, it's absolutely outrageously ridiculous how our government officials in these cities, counties, states that are just getting away with things because mainstream media most of the time doesn't cover it. Um, and it's just,
It's not just mainstream media, Cliff.
yeah,
It's more, well, this is how it's always been done.
yeah, it's just pure,
Not,
pure corruption. Yep.
okay, so if this is how it's always been done, then why should I question it? And that's going to be your general public's, perception. If this is how it's always done, why should I try and change it? I'm only one person. This is
Yeah, you,
a whole system.
I
Why?
remember growing up and my mom and my dad would say, "You can't fight City Hall." So with that mindset, uh, nobody believes they can fight City Hall, so they just don't try. So they just allow them to get away with the things that they're doing that are wrong, and it's not right. And it's gotten a lot worse. It's gotten way worse. I mean, we're living in a police state, and people don't even realize it. They just don't know it because mainstream media doesn't report it.
I mean, here's a perfect example. Good Citizen Media and you people have been covering corruption in Aguilar, Colorado, and the clerk so far on the surface, has $750,000 of federal grant money and town money missing. Why is it
Yeah.
only just those two people who are looking into it? Why aren't the rest of the townspeople looking into that? Oh, wait, because you can't fight City Hall because that's how it's always been.
Yeah, ridiculous. We need to change these things, and we need your help. I mean, our channel can't do it alone either. I mean, we're just a little tiny channel anyway. What good are we going to do? Well, if everybody looked at it that way, they wouldn't even try, right? So Nikki and I are not trying to look at it that way. We want to try. Um, we're probably never going to be a big channel. There's not enough drama here, man. You know, but I know that when I started out watching these First Amendment auditors, I was interested, but I was looking for the drama too. I liked it. I mean, it was interesting. Watch these guys bitch out these cops and all that stuff and get arrested. It's like, oh yeah, the cool stuff, man. And then I started thinking about, well, man, this is getting really bad. There's a lot of this. What the hell? What's going on here? How do we fix this? How do we change it? And then I started seeing auditors that would actually do follow-ups, do FOIA requests, do open records requests, file complaints. And I'm noticing that some of them are able to, you know, there's a sign up saying you can't video, and noticed that they were, you know, some of them were getting the signs taken down. So they were making little tiny changes, little incremental type stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm going to subscribe to that guy, and I'm going to be a member because he's affecting some change, right? I'm going to donate money to this guy because he's affecting some sort of change. And then I started looking at other auditors out there that did even more. They didn't just do the follow-ups and the FOIA requests and file complaints and get nowhere. And, you know, they investigated themselves and found no wrongdoing. Then they go to the city council meetings and raise hell with them, you know, and get thrown out because they said a swear word because they're pissed off about things that are happening. And there's more drama. I like it. You know, we all like that drama, right? But and then I started looking at it as these guys can make change, right? But it's not affecting a lot of change, right? And then you see these egregious things where cops are beating up people and they're fighting back and they're doing lawsuits. And so I started thinking, okay, these lawsuits are going to affect change, but they haven't. There's more now. It's like it's a battle between the First Amendment community and the government, and they've even got training programs now to how to get rid of auditors, how to fight against them, how to stop them from being able to film, what we can put into place to get them arrested. There's interference. There's charge them with harassment. Charge them. What are all the charges out there that you guys have been seeing? Go put them in the chat so I can rattle them off.
Stalking.
Stalking, yeah, aggravated stalking is what they charged Matthew Reardon with, and he'd spent 10 months in jail with public defenders, no money to get out of jail. His family's got 4 kids, and he just was desperate to get out of jail, so he pled out, got 5 years probation, and then they looked for a reason to put him back in jail because of his activism. I mean, things like that are happening all over the country to our 1A community and our auditors out there, the boots on the ground. Trespassing notice, absolutely. They love to trespass you because you're filming, and we don't allow filming here, or we're just not comfortable with it, so we're going to trespass you. And, you know, learning the difference between private and public, and whether they can trespass you or not. Well, they're thwarting the law on that too, because you know they're not supposed to have trespassing laws in public buildings. If you're in there just with a camera, you haven't committed a crime. The only time you should be kicked out of a public building is if you've committed a crime. And I know all the trolls disagree with that. You know,
RICO charges.
RICO charges, yeah.
And the government is looking into RICO charges for all of the activists and the auditors, because
Yeah.
they're saying that we as a community are
Conspiring.
are conspiring rather
Yeah.
than seeing, hey, we need to make changes. It's how can we stop these people from exposing what needs to change?
Yeah, well, how can we affect change? Is that a conspiracy? Or we're not supposed to talk to each other in strategies on how to assert our rights that are afforded to us by the Constitution? You know, rights, not just privileges, not just if the government tells us we can. Um,
Well, and like Dale and Integrity Now News says, they're wanting to slow down the process so much that we can't make changes while the story is hot.
Right. And then I think they have channels out there like the Fraudit Wranglers and the people that support them. I think they could be paid by the government to come against us and send trolls into our channels and talk negatively about people. so that their channel can't grow and they can't help and they can't affect the change that they're trying to affect, or they can't help the boots on the ground. So they try to destroy their channels by, oh, this guy's this or this guy's that, or he said this and he said that, and there's all this backbiting within the auditing world and community, and everybody's talking behind everybody's back, and because somebody is pushing that narrative, and I know of one person. I'm not going to say names, but he just goes around trying to get phone numbers of all the people in the auditing community. Just wants their phone numbers so that he can call them and say, so and so said this about you. I mean, come on, man.
Well, and
It's
then
all divisive.
you've got, people who sit on their channel and accuse several different people of being federal agents. And
Mhm.
of course,
Or
everybody thinks,
subversives.
1A community isn't, we shouldn't work with the police, we shouldn't work with the feds, we shouldn't work with whomever. And when you have someone in the community saying, Cliff, you're a fed, then that makes people think I shouldn't trust Cliff.
Mhm.
We as a community need to come together. We also need to understand that there may be times when we need to talk to the DOJ, FBI, because the
Yeah,
problems that we've uncovered are bigger than what
yeah,
our state can handle. So who
yeah,
cares if somebody's talking to the feds? If change is coming from it, that's all that matters.
yeah. How do people think that Jamie Knoll, the sheriff of Clark County, Indiana, got those 30 some odd felony charges against him? It's because there was a guy talking to the feds and showing them the proof of different things that were going on. And it took them what, 2.5 years to investigate it all to finally start to bring that guy to justice. But there's plenty of other actors involved in that too, and so you just got one fall guy, but the corruption's still in place for the whole Indiana government. I think. I mean, it's,
Exactly. And then of course you've got the no knock warrants, the swatting calls.
mhm.
Um, it just I don't know. But
Yeah,
when
and
we
when you
have
got
a
like
community
Guerrilla
that
Publishing going after a judge, and he's showing the video of her in the bar with her grandkid, and then coming out to her car and driving drunk, and he's reporting that, trying to get the cops to do something about it. Yeah, he gets suspended from the bar. He was an
right,
attorney. You know,
that's
I mean,
he
you
got
got you
punished
go against you
for
go after this corruption, and they have all the resources and all the ability to go after you and try to destroy you, and they use all the tricks in the books to do it. And so when somebody's being attacked by different members of the 1A community towards a member of the 1A community, I'm very suspect of it. um, and I
well,
try not to say things negatively publicly, and I try to stay away from it in private conversations too, because I want to find out for myself. And if I hear a rumor about somebody, I'll get their contact information and contact them directly, and say, hey, what about this? What's going on here? You know, people are
and
saying this
that's
about you.
that's the thing is once somebody is attacked by their own community, it makes it so much easier for those people or processes that they have exposed to go back into hiding. Um, you know, because all of a sudden, this person who was exposing it is now being ostracized by their community. So they're not going to get any help. They're not going to have anybody else show up to expose whatever they were working on. I do believe that a lot of times, um, and this is just me, my opinion, you guys can like it or not, I really don't care. But I do believe a lot of times when somebody is getting ostracized by the community as a whole, that it has been planted by the powers to be, um, to get that person alone so that they can push that person down, get rid of that
Divide and conquer.
yeah.
I like this question, Chris Milkey. There are two sides? I know he's being facetious. There are two sides to every story. Do your own investigations. Don't just listen to rumors and just say, "Oh, okay, well, I believe you because you're my friend. I trust you more than I trust them." You know, so so you're not going to look into it yourself and actually talk to the person who's being talked about negatively. Maybe they just heard something from somebody else and they don't really know either. You know what I mean? Uh,
Well, and
don't make
Cliff,
judgments on people until you actually have proof and you know for a fact. You know?
we can relate that personally. Okay, we
Yeah,
both have
yeah.
had someone come to each one of us and tell us
Hmm.
something about the other one
Hmm.
that turned out not to be the whole truth.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm sure that what you heard about me, if you wouldn't have come to me and asked and realized the type of person that I am, that this channel would have never come to be.
Yep.
You
Yep. We
know,
need to
so
talk to each other. We need to, confront people if we need to, in a private way, to find out, get answers. Don't just go off the rumors of what other people say. It's just that's not right.
like STD says right here, united we stand, divided we fall. It is a cliche,
Yep.
but
But
yet
it's
it
very true.
is, yes, very, very, very true. I mean, we've been going for an hour, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know, what do y'all want to talk about? Give us some ideas. This not only is this mine and Cliff's channel, but it's your channel.
You want us to continue doing what we're doing? Just feature 1A community, show their body of work, promote their channels for them, try to help them, try to figure out what their game plan is, uh, uh, and ask them what they're trying to do to affect what change. And we always ask them, what change are you trying to achieve in your area? And if they don't have an answer to that, then you better be prepared to have those questions asked when you come on our show, because that's what our show is about, is affecting change. you know we've had Crispy Bacon on our channel, and we asked him, what are you doing this for, why? um, and he answered, and I think he's our second most views, because he had some good answers, and he's a lot like Flex Your Freedoms too. He's kind of funny. People all enjoyed it.
Um, how about follow-ups on lawsuits in the community? And that's what we're saying, John, is it seems like that's the boring part, and nobody cares about the follow-ups unless it makes case law, like Turner versus Driver.
Mhm. No, but we don't have a problem doing follow-ups either. I mean, right now we're just trying to get through as many new people that we are interested in and their work, and we don't care how big their channel is or how small their channel is. We want to get to know them. We want to feature them, promote them, try to help them in any way that we can, and then follow up later and do another, maybe in a year, to see where they're at. If they get in trouble, we want to try to, we'll go live and try to help somebody that's in trouble. I mean, we don't have an issue with that either.
And we have
Just to
gone
get the word
live,
out.
you know,
Absolutely, we have. Yep.
We went live, Angry Vet when he was at the post office.
Yep.
We
Because we
went
thought he was going to
live
get
with
arrested. Hmm.
Yeah, we went live with J-Town Press when
Yep.
and Georgia Transparency when they
Yep.
were attacked.
Yep. The follow-ups,
know?
we do follow-ups. Look at the Matthew Reardon case. We do follow-ups as much as we can when we get new information. You know, nobody would have known that he was extradited to Mississippi if we hadn't gone live on what was it, Wednesday night, and did that follow-up. Everybody would have assumed he was still in Galveston instead of the government pulling a fast one. You know, and
You know,
not a lot
and
of people still know. We're a small channel. I don't know if you guys spread the word or not.
yeah,
You
just like
know,
with firm audits, okay? He's got like 20 times the subscribers we do, but yet we
over
number
100,000.
one, we still owe him a whole episode about himself,
Yeah,
but that's okay.
absolutely.
Um, but Cliff and I personally have talked to firm and have said, hey, since you're having trouble with this, as far as like getting remonetized, is this going to be, you know, maybe if you change this wording in your descriptions, maybe that'll help. You
Well,
know,
he asked yesterday, should he just delete all of his videos? And I'm like, oh my lord,
yeah,
that's extreme.
he actually did a live stream about that, and I took
Hmm.
it upon myself and went up and tried to understand what was going on and trying to give him some ideas of what I myself would do. It may not be that great of advice, but it was something, um, that was different. And Oklahoma
Well,
Outlaw
unless
Audit,
we've
let me look at
gone
that,
through it,
okay?
it's hard for us to give advice if we haven't gone through it ourselves, right? So I think firms hoping that somebody else has gone through what he's going through that they can tell him how to fix it. I mean, having
Actually,
100,000 subscribers and not being monetized by YouTube because they think you have bad content, that's ridiculous.
Firm and Crispy Bacon Press, since you are both in here, um, Crispy Bacon Press, if you can reach out to Firm Audits and try and help him, I
Yeah, Crispy
myself would
Bacon's been in
appreciate
this
it.
game for a while. Yeah.
Anything that you guys can do to help Firm, that would be great. Um, but Crispy Bacon Press, you know, you're one of our go-tos as far as once we get to where we need help, which we already do, but that's beside the point. You're going to be one of our people that we're going to reach out to for help with how can I edit this and make it a little bit better. Tyrants Beware is already helping us a lot with that. But we're not to the point where we're reaching 100 million people,
Yeah,
so
no. A long way
but
from it.
but by getting everybody together, like by us asking, hey, Crispy Bacon, can you help Firm Audit? That's what we're here for, is we want to be the
Like a central
central
hub,
hub.
putting people together. Yeah, trying to help each other and not talk negatively behind their backs. So, I mean, there's so many. I don't know why. We're not competing against each other, guys. We should all be on the same team. I don't understand all this division, people taking sides against each other, people having to run down other channels. So, it's morally reprehensible to try to tear somebody else's house down in order to build your own. And that's not my quote. That was Abraham Lincoln's quote. Morally reprehensible to try to tear someone else's house down to build your own. And there's people out there, you can see them doing it. They're tearing other people down. And guess what? Drama sells, man. they increase in their subscribers. The more you can badmouth somebody else and really create all that drama and tension, you're going to grow fast, man. We're not operating that way, and we won't. So
Crispy bacon. That's funny. I'm a man with many hats. The only two hats I don't wear are the feelings enforcement and demand respect hats. You know,
you have
there
to
you
earn
go.
that. Yeah, you have to earn
Yeah.
respect. Absolutely,
Um,
and that takes time. It takes building relationships.
demand respect is demand respect, and I don't like anybody who demands respect. You do have to earn it. Um, but I'm also the type of person that if you like me, fine, great, wonderful. If you don't like me, hey, that's your problem. I could care less, you know? So I don't demand respect. I hope I earned it.
Yeah.
Oklahoma Audits wanted us to play a video, and I have put it in the back chat if you would like to do that. It's only like 4 minutes.
What's it about?
Oh, just play it. You'll like it. Trust me. Haha.
Let me see something.
It's his favorite audit.
Oh, oh yeah. Oh, definitely. We got to play this. This is an oldie but a goodie.
See,
I
I told you,
remember seeing this.
trust me.
Yeah, yeah. Um, let me present it. We're not on landscape, so you guys will have to deal with that. But this is probably one of the very few times that we're ever going to be vertical like this. So just keep that in mind. Um, here we go. Let's hit play.
Just me.
Watching you take pictures of our parking lot. What's this about?
Is that a problem?
Yeah, this is a police law enforcement parking lot. Yeah, it is a problem.
Oh. Who are you?
I'm Detective Mike Jardine.
Oh, yeah? What are you working on? What are you working on right now?
Several cases.
Okay.
What is this about?
Are you working on something right now?
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
All right, what are you working on? What are you working on?
It doesn't matter what I'm working on. I'm asking you, what are you doing here taking pictures?
Where have you been today? Have you been here all day, or have you been out and about a little bit?
What is this about? Who are you?
I'm asking the questions. Where have you been today?
No,
Have you been here?
I'm asking the questions. You're on this property. You're on this property, so you need to answer my questions.
Are you drunk?
Oh, I love it when James Freeman flips the scripts on these guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen this before and love it. Put a 2 in the chat if you've never seen this before. I just kind of want to gauge this because it is old. There might be some new people in here that have never seen this video. So we got some 1s. Yeah. Any 2s? Anybody that's not seen this? There, Nikki hasn't ever seen this. Okay. Wow. My own partner has never seen this one. Okay.
Yeah, you got to remember, I'm still a baby to this.
Yep.
And that's why I try to I can still remember what it's like to be, I
A
guess, the
bootlicker.
normal Joe Blow, not a bootlicker. Just, the normal Joe Blow on the street, the one who says it hasn't happened to me. Why
Yeah.
should I care about it?
Yeah.
And I think that also is what helps our channel is because you've got you who's been involved, who's seen this, who's been watching this go on for years, and here I am, a newcomer who's saying, "Why are you guys doing this? Teach me. I want to learn."
Well, everybody knows how cops interrogate, right? They always ask questions and then they follow up with another question. And what James is doing here is he's answering questions with questions on them instead. So that's why it's so hilarious. Here we go.
Yes,
Why are you
Dale.
slurring your words today?
I guess
So
I
have
can
you
say
have you
I'm a
been here all
fed.
day, or have you been out? Have you been to the bar today
LOL.
at all?
Who are you?
Have you been to the bar today?
Who are you?
I'm an investigator,
Investigator for who?
investigative journalist. I investigate corrupt officials. So I'm wondering, where have you been today? Have you been here all day, or have you been out at the bar at all?
Working on a fraud case. That's
Okay.
where I've been.
Okay. Have you been to the bar at all today?
No.
Okay. You got any drugs on you? Have you used any drugs today?
What a ridiculous question.
That's not a ridiculous question. Do you know where he's been today?
He said, "What a ridiculous question," and yet they ask these questions all the time, right? Right, Nikki? I mean, you've seen it.
Yeah, they do. They do. You know, even I myself have been asked these questions.
Mhm.
You know, of course, at the time I was asked the questions, I didn't know enough that they were trying to find a reason to quote unquote get me in trouble. Um, you know,
Oh, look at that. We got Leroy Truth Investigations in the house here. Leroy, have you ever seen this video that James Freeman put out? Put a 1 in the chat for yes. No, put a 2. And anyone else that has not seen this, we're looking for 2s because this is a relatively old video. And we just want to know who all's seen it and who hasn't. All right, here we go.
I don't keep tabs on him.
Okay.
Out and about.
Do you know what time his shift started?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. Does he usually drink on the job, or no?
No.
Not that anybody knows of for sure. Have you guys ever breathalyzed him while he's been on the job? Would you submit to a breathalyzer for me right now?
You're ridiculous. You know that?
Hey.
You've got about 5 minutes to get out of here right now.
Or what?
Or what? You're on
My
law
property.
enforcement. This isn't your
Yeah, it is.
property.
Shut the hell up. Get out of here now.
What'd you say?
I said shut up and get out
No,
of here.
you get out of here now.
Hey, you better get your boy. Get your butt back in your office
You
and do
shut
your
up.
job.
You shut up and get
You
out
get
of
your
here.
butt back in your office and do your job.
No. No.
You quit drinking on the job. You understand me?
Whatever.
You punk ass.
Every time I see this, I can't help but crack up. It's like James is so confident, man. He is so confident in what he's doing that he could see the look on this guy's eyes. He knew this guy was intimidated by James, and so he's like, he went right after it with complete confidence. Yeah, punk ass. Oh, and watch. Oh, go ahead, Nikki.
Leroy, I don't know. Leroy said that you cut out for a minute when you were saying hi to him.
Oh, okay.
He wants you to say that again. He didn't quite hear you.
No, just tell us if you've ever seen this video before.
No, I think it was when you were praising him and telling him what a
Oh.
good.
Oh yeah, he's great. I do like Leroy Truth. Daisy May. He probably knows who I'm talking about when I mention Daisy May. So she's a great supporter. All right, here we go.
You get your ass back in there. You don't look back here again. I'll be watching you.
See how juvenile he was? He turns right back around like, I don't take orders from you.
You are now under investigation.
To be clear, it has not been proven that Detective Mike Jardine is or was drinking on the job.
Oh, we got to put that in the description for James. And if you've been living under a rock and you've never seen a James Freeman video, definitely go over there, subscribe, watch his body of work. He is hilarious at times. And then he can also be very serious too. He's the one that's saying these people need to be charged with crimes when they break the law. That's the only way we're going to affect change. And I think that I know for a fact that Leroy Truth Investigations um, um, agrees with that. Whenever our government officials commit crimes, they need to be charged, not just fired, so that they can move over to the next county and go back to work. And that's for any government official too, not just the police. They need to be fired. If they're not elected, then they need to be fired. And if they are elected, they need to be recalled if they're corrupt. So, all right, let me get rid of this. Thank you for sending that, Oklahoma Outlaw. Got to have a little fun today too. And again, all the rules have been suspended. Nobody on this channel is banned. Nobody's banned on this channel at all. Everyone's welcome. And today we can talk about anything that anybody wants to talk about. So normally we don't allow free speech in our channel, especially if they're bringing outside drama.
I think Firm Audits has given out his phone number. I didn't catch it, so I must have been busy running my mouth, but
Oh my Lord. Yeah.
he gave
don't
out
do
his
it.
phone number on live, and nobody's ever texted him.
Wow. Okay.
But
Yeah. Email
he
us, Firm.
doesn't he doesn't want any corn pics.
Right.
You know,
Don't send corn
because
pics.
he might get jealous and have to compare. I don't know. Just teasing, Firm. Just teasing.
Yeah, send us an email, Firm. Go ahead and put our email in the chat so Firm can email us if he wants us to have his phone.
I've got his phone number.
Oh, you do? Okay, good.
Yeah. Crispy Bacon, hey, Vigilance Committee, has anyone seen or heard from Ming Ling? She's still missing. The last I heard, she was talking to the angry vet in his private messages.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. She might be at his place. I mean, he might have hauled her back from Iowa all the way to Maryland.
Well, him and Elmer, Elmer was looking for his wife, Ming Ling. So
Yep.
Who knows? Nikki is special. Yeah, I'm very
Special.
special.
You're so special.
Yeah, special ed. How about that? And just to bring something up, Cliff, and Tyrants is still in here. I heard from a third party that there were a couple of guys arguing or fighting over where I belong. And that third party kind of put his foot down and said, "I'm right where I belong." So, do you
That
have
would be
any
Mr. Nicky,
comment
right?
on that?
No, I agree with Mr. Nicky. All right. Well, you know what? We've been on for how long now?
An hour and almost 20 minutes.
Okay. Is there anyone else that wants to get something off their chest about the channel here, and that because we don't honor free speech normally, there's no free speech in our channel. Does anybody have a problem with why we don't have free speech in our live chats? Has nothing to do with free speech in our channel. Our channel is a private channel. It's a private platform. It's like you're going into somebody else's house. You need to follow their rules, or they can kick you out. So a lot of people get that twisted. We want to make sure that our people that are in our live chat, when we have a guest and we're showing their body of work, we want the focus to be on them and what we're presenting, and we don't want outside drama. So outside drama is talking about other channels, and this person's fighting that person, and somebody's arguing about this or that, and we just don't want it in our live chat when we're trying to focus on the task at hand. The purpose with our channel is we want to promote auditors. We want to show their body of work. We want to be positive about them. We want to support them, and we want to help them build their channel so that they can reach more people and expose more government corruption. And when we've got outside things coming in, we don't want it, so we time them out. And if they continue to do it, eventually we'll ban them from our channel. So free speech only applies to the government. The government cannot restrict our speech, but the citizenry can. If you're in their house, they can tell you to leave. So, or they can shut you up. I mean, not shut you up, not violently or physically, but tell you, hey, shut up and get out. Or if you're gonna talk about outside drama, go somewhere else, dude. We don't need it here. Yeah. And those rules will apply again tomorrow. So if you got something on your chest that you want to get off your chest, do it now. Other than
I
that,
got something I got to get off my chest.
go ahead.
Tyrants
Don't make
beware.
it me. Don't make it.
Tyrants beware shared this with me. So here it is, guys. Sorry, you might be offended, but there's the corn picture.
We said no corn here. I love it. All right, so I think we've beat that horse. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure that everybody who comes to our channel and has been in our channel um, understands where we stand. And, basically just get the word out, guys. Get the word out that we're here to help. Give us ideas on what to work on. The thing is before it becomes a story on our show, we do the research. Um, it's not like sorry, Crispy Bacon has a beef with you, Cliff. Your beard is better than his. He needs to
Oh,
protest.
well. All right, just man up, man. Grow one.
Hey now, hey now, hey now. You know, never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
All right, so
Yeah, we beat
no,
that horse. Everybody knows where we stand. You know, we're out here. We're wanting to help. You guys have our email address. Those of you who are fortunate enough to have phone numbers to reach us, don't hesitate to reach out. Even if you send an email and you don't get a response, just know that we are working on it. I mean, I have emails from TAC that we haven't covered yet because it hasn't um I don't know. We haven't developed it into a full story. But I still have them. They're still on the back burner. We're working on a place to get them fit in. It's not like we're ignoring you guys. We are doing the work also. We're not asking you guys to do all the work and us to take credit for it.
yep.
That's not
Email
how we
us with
work.
ideas. Email us with ideas. Email us with what you're willing to do to help. And Crispy Bacon, we did get your email too, so we're not ignoring it. Just don't know what to do with it yet. And I'm going to play this outro. I love this outro. Thanks to Tyrants Beware. He did make it for us. It is well over 3 minutes long. So if you've already heard it before numerous times and you want to not hear it again, you're welcome. If you haven't heard it before, I think you're going to like it. I love it, and I like to play it every time, and I play the full thing. So, and having said that, thanks for everybody again for being here. Thanks to our mods for not timing anybody out today, and y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time.
In the heart of the Vigilance Committee, where the sun sets low and the spirits run free, we stand together, hand in hand, watching over the sacred land. We're the keepers of the flame. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll never be the same. Through the trials and the tests, we'll always give our best. Through the storms and the darkest night, we'll shine our light, we'll stand and fight. For the ones we love, for the ones we've lost. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll bear the cost. We're the keepers of the flame. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll never be the same. Through the trials and the tests, we'll always give our best. Through the storms and the darkest night, we'll shine our light, we'll stand and fight. For the ones we love, for the ones we've lost. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll bear the cost. We're the keepers of the flame. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll never be the same. Through the trials and the tests, we'll always give our best. In the quiet of the night, we'll keep the watch, we'll hold on tight. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll stand tall. Together we'll rise, together we'll fall. We're the keepers of the flame. In the Vigilance Committee, we'll never be the same. Through the trials and the tests, we'll always give our best. In the heart of the Vigilance Committee, where the sun sets low and the spirits run free, we'll stand together, hand in hand, watching over the sacred in the heart of the Vigilance Committee, where the sun sets low and the spirits run free, we'll stand together, hand in hand, watching over the sacred